Guys, Extreme RC 4x4 has a new kit to allow you to use Yeti trailing arms on your TrailRunner. This is the kit right here. We're going to get it put on, take it out, see what it's got. Take a look. So this is what you get with the kit. These are for the chassis. These are for the top shocks. These actually go in between the chassis to hold these in place. You got your hardware. These go on the shock bottoms. They replace the bottom ends of the shocks. Now you will need to find your own trailing arms, either from a Yeti or a Bomber. I'm pretty sure the Bomber's the same thing. So get those, and at that point you're ready to start installing. We're going to start the install with this piece right here. This is what mounts your lower trailing arms right up underneath here. They go in between these pieces right here. We're going to take these loose right here to take the slider off, and then this comes off. With those bolts out, one of them actually holds the top link in place. Now you have the spot for this to go right into here. Using the bolts in the kit, they go in just like this, and these are what you're going to end up with. The 10mm here, the two 14mm ones here, the longest one here, which is about 21mm, and then another 10mm right here. That's the configuration that you're looking at right there. I gotta admit, those pieces went in pretty darn good. The new hardware provided, perfect. And now it's time to work on the shock mounts. These are the parts needed for this step of the install. This is the setup right here. The round bars are threaded and they go in just like this. The bolts go through the brackets, through the chassis, and right into them. And the way this works, the way these bars and all are set up, is it really supports these. So I can't hardly feel any wobble at all. It's a very stable setup. So there's no real need for a crossbar across it with this particular setup. That's really nice. With those brackets in place, now it's time to get working on the lower links and the shocks. Just go ahead and take the shocks loose at the top, take them loose at the bottom, take the bolts out right here, and take the bolt out right in there. There's two like long set screws, 1.5mm hex wrench right there, and that comes right out. With the shocks off, you got to change these bottom pieces out right here. Those take the place of that. With the spring retainers off, I got the notice in. Yeah, these shocks are not sealed up very well. And this one is really low. Now the stock shock oil, according to what I can find, is 30 weight. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit stiffer with 45 weight. See how it does. Stock ends up top, the new ends at the bottom. This is to fit the new lower arms. When changing these out, make sure you're careful not to scratch the shock shaft itself. I have these right here, and these work out really good. If you don't have shock shaft pliers, in which probably most people don't, you're going to have to use like some paper or something like that to really cushion your pliers and stuff like that, because you really don't want to gouge this up. And use the smooth part of your pliers. Don't use the serrated teeth or any of that stuff. The shocks are now ready to go on. So I probably got ahead of myself a little bit here. Went ahead and got it all put together, but it's all pretty much basic bolt-in stuff. Now I used the lower link bolts up here, and I used the top shock bolts down at the bottom of the arms. Put on a set of nuts down there. Now these arms, they link up on the outside, and I added another ball in. I forget what they were for, but I'm sure we can get some printed spacers in there, super cheap. That way it kind of locks all that together, so hopefully that holds up well. The system looks good. Now, as far as ground clearance goes, you know, you got all this front suspension that hangs up on everything in the world, but you got this right here with a nice ramp to it, and then down over to there. I actually set up something similar on a Tamiya CC01, and it worked out really good. So this isn't exactly a bad thing. And besides, if you do hit a rock, it's just simply going to slide right across there. So it may actually be better not to hang up right there unless you stick a rock down in there or something like that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put the tires on this thing and see what it's got. It looks really good, actually. 45 weight oil may actually be a little bit stiff. I don't really know. The front moves a lot faster, so anyway, we'll have to see. Stock is 30, so only went 15 over. So, but anyway, it looks pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and get the body on this thing. Looks good. Looks like the rear is not compressing as far as what it did. It's got lots of dropout though. Might go ahead and move the shocks to the top holes for this. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move the shocks to the top holes and see how they do. I've got the shocks in the top hole and looks pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and check that articulation. Before I actually take anything off of the stock suspension, let's look at the articulation, and pretty much that is about all you're going to get. That is barely on it over there, so that's pretty much the max articulation. So this was the limit before. We've got more room now. So nice little gain in articulation. I like that. Max droop. Tires are not touching, and that's pretty much, I'm going to test it when I get the new links on. As far as overall droop goes, still not touching, but it's a whole lot closer. So what we're looking for is articulation on that back end. That's a good line right there. Getting hung up in the belly. There we go, give it a little bump. Now we're hung up on the front suspension. Let's see what we got here. All right, at this point right here, we have a tire in the air. So that is maxed out right there. See what this suspension's got right here. Oh wow, check that out. Certainly got some flex in there. Oh, wow, look at that. Talk about articulation. Huh. Now, I may not be in the exact same position, but that's pretty darn awesome. While we're here, look at that tag. Scale Plate Shop right there. I'll put a link in the description for that. Wow. This thing flexes out. I'm gonna put a new body on this thing. A little bit more to the right, causing the issue there. Now I just fell into a crack. Not a fault of the truck, fault of my driving. And we're gonna give it a run across these rocks. See how it does. Ooh. That's a rough spot getting up onto this. Now I'm still running the Hobbywing 1080 in this, as you guys saw. And that motor is the 10-turn Crawlmaster Sport. watching how it turns and how it articulates and makes the course. Notice I'm still running those knockoff KLRs. I kind of like them. Although the stock tires are actually really good too. Find some shiny wheels for them things. May put them back on. Ooh, almost went off. Whoa, whoa. Hey, at least I didn't crash on the concrete. That was a nice soft landing. I'll take that. Now let's go ahead and put it across this. That back end flexing out is awesome. Give it some throttle to get across that this time. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Working way better than I thought it would. I'm absolutely going to have to change this body. That kit is working great. Obviously, chose the wrong line there, didn't I? Ow. All right, turn the driver mod on. Driver mod's got to come on. Just wish that these bugs around here would find another place to go make noise. Oh, that articulation is impressive in the back. And a little quieter now. Come on, baby, get across that, get across that. And ready? Beautiful. Guys, I gotta tell you, I like the rear suspension. I really do. It seems to work really good. I'm gonna do a little bit stiffer oil in the front shocks next. I like it. It's absolutely staying on. And I've came to the point to where I absolutely need a body swap. Got to figure something out because it needs an upgrade. This big bulbous body's got to come off. I'm thinking about the Jeep Gladiator body. That's what I'm thinking about. Anyway, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Check the description for Extreme RC 4x4. Links for this suspension and all that. So make sure you check that out. I'll also add links for the KLR wheel or tires, the wheels, the 1080 ESC, the Holmes 10-turn motor. I'll add links for all that. So also it's probably going to get the 8-turn motor, a little more speed. Anyway, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Check that description for affiliate links, eBay, Amazon, and AMain. Click the link, go there, buy what it takes you to, or just buy and check out with whatever's in your cart. It all counts. Guys, hopefully you liked the video, and thank you all for watching. If you guys like what you see, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. If you really like what you see, consider clicking on that join button down below. With that, you can actually become a channel member. Members get early viewing of many of the videos and, you know, a little bit more personalized. Guys, thank you all for watching.